This is our fan-voted Wyopreps Big School Football Game of the Week, and it is number 3 Thunder Basin going on the road to take on top-ranked Cheyenne East in the capital city Friday night, visiting with the head coach of the Bolts, and that is Trent Pikula. And Trent, team's off to a good start so far. What have you seen? What have you learned about your team through the first couple of games?
Well, I think, offensively, first of all, our theme for the year is that we're going to run the ball, and we've been very successful doing that. First week against Cheyenne South, we went for 316. Week 2, I didn't really know what Rock Springs was going to have. It's hard to tell. New coach, they're a pretty good football team, and we were still able to run the football, and really control the clock, especially in the second half, doing that. So I like what we have up front. I like our run game. I think defensively we've put in a little bit different scheme, and the kids are starting to pick it up a little bit. So just trying to do a better job of stopping the run, and I think we've done that to this point.
What have you seen in Alonzo's development? He's kind of the guy that really returns in terms of a big personnel on your offense, but it's key to have a returning quarterback. So what have you seen out of his development?
Well, he's definitely taken on a leadership role. This summer he was the guy that he ran everything for us as far as getting kids into the onto the field, throwing every Tuesdays and Thursday night. That was his job, to make sure everybody was there. But as far as once the season started, and I talked to him and I said, you're going to become a runner and a passer. And he took that on, and he's, he weighed in at 230 pounds. And so he's a big quarterback, but he runs well. And so he was a pretty polished quarterback last year when it comes to throwing the ball. And now we've added the run game. And so he's definitely a two-dimensional quarterback. And he's just a guy that's going to, if a receiver doesn't know what he's supposed to do, he's going to be the guy that's going to be there making sure he does know, and he's going to be their biggest cheerleader. So he's really, like I said, taking on that leadership role. He's one of our team captains. And so I just think if everything continues the way it is, he's just going to continue to have a great season.
Well, let's talk about Cheyenne East. They've put a hurting on a couple of teams so far. What are you looking at when you see the Thunderbirds?
Well, just like always, they have a lot of team speed. I mean, that's just anytime you think of East, you think of athletic kids. Cam Hayes is an excellent quarterback. Drew Jackson, they just love to get him the ball whenever they can and wherever they can. But that obviously they've got weapons everywhere. So, we've got to defensively, we've got to know where Drew's at all the time, first of all, and we got to try to contain Cam. And nobody's been able to do it yet, so it's going to be a pretty tall task. But that's our word for the other day was challenge. This is just a great challenge for a football team that doesn't have a ton of experience like us, and we're going to go in there and see what we can do. But defensively, it seems like they want to bring pressure. They're going to make your quarterback get uncomfortable. In the back end, they're just going to say our athletes are better than your athletes, and if you can beat us that way, so be it. So all week long we've really stressed to our offensive line how important it is to see where the blitzers are coming from, to communicate, Alonzo to get the ball out quick, and just that we have to take each play as it comes, and we can't pressure things, because if we do, we're going to find ourselves behind.
Trent, that's all I need. I appreciate the time, and best luck Friday night in Cheyenne.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
We continue our conversation with the WyoPreps fan voted Big School Game of the Week. We've got top-ranked Cheyenne East taking on third-ranked Thunder Basin, visiting with Cheyenne East coach Chad Goff. And Chad, I just talked to you last week. Boy, what a game your team put together against Natrona. As you've watched film, reflected back on it, tell me, how in the world did that unfold?
The kids performed. They did a good job. They made plays on all three sides of the ball. Again, our returns were good on punt. Our punt return, I should say. Offensively, we did some good things. We only had to punt the ball one time in the first half. And then defensively, they played great. They really did.
Talk about the matchup against Thunder Basin. What do you see when you see Coach Pikula's squad?
They've done well this year. I think their quarterback, having that experience that he had last year, he did a really good job last year. And then you can tell he just sees the field so much better. He's making good decisions. He's obviously directing that offense in a very good way. And so they're a good football team, definitely. They've done some really good things, and they're a team that is always well coached defensively. Coach Gill he's been coaching that defense for years, whether it be at Thunder Basin or Campbell County, and so he's always got them well prepared. So it should be a great ball game.
So when you match up two top-notch teams like you and Thunder Basin, what does a game like that come down to in your mind?
making the most of your opportunities. You know, there's going to be opportunities out there, and what do you do with those? And then, you know, converting big downs. You know, you got to be able to convert those third downs if you're getting in some sticky situations. And so, and then vice versa, you got to be able to shut third down as well. And then obviously in games like this, special teams come into a big play as they can spark different things.
Well, Chad, that's all I needed from you this week. I greatly appreciate the time. Best of luck on Friday against the Bolts.
All right, thank you.